When Dennis and I were raising our kids, we had a lot of chaos. The house was a mess most of the time. My car looked like, what did it look like? It looked like,
I don't know, which car was this? The black
I
Suburban,
don't know.
the
Anyway,
red van?
it was a mess all the time. There were Legos on the floor. There were Cheerios on the floor. We just lived in this perpetual state of mess, and I could handle it for a while, and then I just kind of got up to here. It was like, okay, we got to clean it all up. That at Christmas, there were things that were added to the mess and added to the chaos that we didn't have the rest of the year, because I had all these traditions that I wanted to do with my kids, and I wanted to bake the same cookies that my mother had always baked for us. And
Advent. We tried to do
Advent, and I wanted to
Christmas
do the
Pringles.
same things, but then add
Yeah.
new things. And so some of the stress and the mess and the chaos at Christmas was my own doing, because I had these unrealistic expectations that I could do it all, and that not only was I going to continue to do the things that I love from my childhood and try to do the things that my husband wanted to do from his childhood, but I wanted to add more to it. And so I think I created a lot of the stress that I experienced during the holidays just because I wanted to do so much, just because I wanted it to be this magical, memorable, the coolest ever experience for my kids. So
guess what?
How did I manage it? I don't know. How did I manage it?
You did it, because I don't remember any of the chaos at all. So, from a child's perspective, as an adult now, but it did not feel chaotic at all.
I
to
can't
me.
believe you didn't think it felt chaotic.
Really? It really did not. It was not on
That's
the
news to
holidays.
me.
There you go. So it was really fun. I remember looking forward to Advent, and I didn't care if we lit 2 candles in one night. Just me and somebody else both got to light candles. Like, that was awesome. And
No fighting over who got to light the candle.
I don't know if we did it in
or less
order.
fighting, maybe?
I don't know. But I just remember thinking it was always very magical and fabulous. And
So I succeeded.
so you did it. Good job, Mom.
How do you handle the stress now that you have 5 boys, not
Yes.
just children, boys?
Boys in particular.
more.
Yes. Well, I think I've taken a little bit different approach. I think I try to do a lot of the same stuff that we did growing up. But I think as I've gotten older, first of all, boys don't care quite as much as girls do, which is really disappointing to me.
That's probably right.
And so I've learned to really just let some of it go. And I just don't try to do it all anymore. And if they think of something and they go, can we do this? I go, well, we'll see. Maybe. I mean, if there's time, we'll do it. And we just don't do a lot of stuff. So I think I've just done less as the years go on. And I put out a few less decorations because I'm the one who puts them out and picks them up. And nobody really cares
So why
too terribly much. So, but it's just funny how we'll get right up. I know we're talking about Christmas, but this year for Halloween, we carved pumpkins on the day before Halloween. Day before. My kids are like, let's carve them. I'm like, great, let's do it right now. So we had pumpkins for one day. But you know what? We did it. And they had a great time.
Yeah.
And they're not going to remember that we did it one day or a week
true.
or a month
That's
before.
true.
They just know that we did it. And so I think a lot of the Christmas stress is it's like we have to have cookies like 2 weeks before, and we've got to do. And so for us, it's like, well, maybe we'll do Christmas cookies on Christmas Eve. And, you know, that's when they'll get done.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll decorate them after Christmas. And I loved growing up making the cookies.
I always told you you would be a better mom than me. And
Oh, I
now
don't know
you
about
just
that.
She just
I don't know about that, but
you are.
anyway, so that's how we do it. So just a little bit less, and maybe as they get older and can help more, you can add some of those things back in. So, or maybe just pick the most important things
Pick
too.
the most important.
think this is a hard one for me because I love my kids and I love making it all about the kids. And so to make it be about my husband is a little bit more difficult. I don't know if every wife has this problem, but I have a hard time buying for my husband, whether it be Christmas or his birthday, anything. I have a hard time really pinpointing what that is that's going to speak to him. And so I think what I've tried to do is relax a little bit on expecting him to be so excited about Christmas and being excited for whatever he's excited about. For example, at our house, we try to take a ski trip, or I say we try. We've been taking ski trips every year for about the last 4 or 5 years because our kids are old enough to go skiing now, and he loves to snow ski, and I love to snow ski, and our boys love to snow ski. And so he's always like, countdown to snow skiing. It's 6 more days until snow skiing. And I'm thinking, yeah, but it's 4 until Christmas. What are you talking about? And so I think for me, it's being excited about the ski trip. Even though I'm maybe more excited about Christmas, it's about recognizing what he's excited about. And that's a way of including him or honoring him in the midst of the holidays. And it looks different than maybe what I would choose, but I think he feels honored in that way.
Yeah. Well, I would say that what I did to keep my husband a priority during the holidays was just making sure that I stayed aware of him. I think it's real easy in all of the hustle and bustle of holiday and class parties and helping your kids find gifts to give to each other or give to their friends. I mean, there's just so much activity in the month of December. And I think that the main thing is, and I didn't always do this right either, by the way, but I think the most important thing is just to remember him and be aware of him and continue to talk to him about what is going on in his life. And I think it's easy to assume that he can take care of himself because he's an adult. I mean, this was kind of what I struggled with. My kids need me. They're little. They can't make their own dinner. They can't do a lot of these things. And so it's easy for moms to get sucked into need meeting for your children because they need you so much. And therefore, it's hard not to ignore the man in your life because he's an adult, for heaven's sakes, and he can do this by himself. And yet, that's really not healthy because it's saying to him, without meaning to, that the kids are more important, or decorating the tree is more important, or all of these activities are more important than he is. And when a man begins to feel that he's second place in your life, or third place in your life, or fourth place in your life, then he just begins to feel disrespected. And respect is the most important thing for a man, even more than love. And so by paying attention to him and just remembering that he exists and that he has needs and he's important in your life and in your family, communicates that you respect him. So it's really just a mental thing. It's choosing to remember what's most important. Your relationship with him is more important than your relationship with the children. And it's more important than getting all the Christmas things done. So just realign yourself and get those priorities where they need to be. You'll mess up. You'll get them out of whack. I've messed up. I got them out of whack too. But remind yourself of what's most important and continue to keep him more important in your life than your children, and it'll all fall in place.
All right, and so how do you do that?
How do you do that?
Yeah, what does that look like? I mean, is that like me asking my husband, we've got these 2 dinner parties, which one do you want to go to? I'd really like to know what you'd like to do. Or is it asking him, what's a good night to go buy a Christmas tree and decorate it? Or how would you like to do Christmas Eve this year? I mean, is that what you're talking about, including him in the decisions you're making for the whole family?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you're talking about something different?
Well, I think it's easy for women to just
decide everything and just
to decide everything and ignore him because he doesn't act interested, and it isn't as important as you were saying earlier. It's not as important for him as it is for you. Typically, women are the ones who love the traditions. we're the ones who care about the atmosphere and the mood and the feel and all of that
Right.
more than our husbands do. And so we gravitate toward that because that's important to us. But it may not be as important to him. So I think that's a great practical way to do it, and involve him in all the decisions and find ways that he can engage with the kids around hanging the ornaments on the tree, or read what you've got for Advent, or whatever you choose to do in your family. It's helping him engage in a way that he wants to engage and participate. And if he doesn't care 2 cents about cookie baking or whatever it is,
Then don't make him do it.
yeah, don't make him do it, and don't
Maybe just do it with the kids and
well,
move on.
and don't pout.
Yes, that's
Or
probably
give
good.
him the silent treatment, or do something to let him know that you're really unhappy that he didn't want to do what you wanted to do. I mean, really?
Yeah, keep
It's
going.
not that important.
Okay, great, thanks.
You're welcome.